Welcome to Drop Frames. For those watching on Twitch, I have no idea why I clicked that button. There was zero reason to click that button. I don't know. I haven't gotten back into the streaming things. It's just new to me.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, I know. I'll try. I'm sorry. You might be wondering where Ko is. He had a family emergency this morning. If you want to see what happened, you can go check him out on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, good luck, Ko. Sorry that all that shit happened to you this morning. That is a terrible thing that happened. And we'll see you next week and probably back on stream tomorrow because you're a crazy person who just streams nonstop.
Positive vibes to him.
Yeah, definitely. That it's never fun to lose a pet at all. It's one of the. It's like losing literally another person, another family member. Yeah. So shitty things for sure.
It's one of those things I always say, like to anybody who's going through it, just like best you can do is focus on the time that you had with them and just be happy that you had the time. Like pets and animals and things like that are they're gifts that we have limited time with them, and as long as you can look back and be like, hey, they had a good life, and you had good memories, that's all you can really do.
Totally. Yeah, I was telling Zeke, it was either before the call or earlier today. The reason I haven't gotten another pet is because when we lost the family pet when I was like 18, it was just too much. It was too devastating, so I just haven't bothered building that again. Because it's a tough loss for sure. So we'll be here when you're back, Ko, for sure. And so will most of Twitch, I assume. Let's move on. Though we're gonna do a Q&A show. We'll get to the Q&A a little bit later. We might not go the full 3 hours because there's not too much to talk about. But you guys have, I think, both been playing brand new games, which is a lot of fun because we can talk about those. But if you have questions, submit them into the Google Doc that should be in the chat somewhere. It's also on our Twitters. Don't tweet at us. We won't take questions from the chat either. So make sure you go and post them in the Google Doc. It just makes it easier and makes chat not just a spam of bullshit questions. It's just a better way to
organize. I can highlight them this way.
Exactly. Oh man, if only I had I should make Daniel make something real quick in the next 30 minutes so I could put the question on the stream. That would be.
Can he work that quick?
Oh yeah, he's quick. He's a quick guy.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that sooner than later. Let's start with some new games. I guess Divinity 2 is probably one of the bigger ones right now. Zeke, you touched on it. Ko's been playing oodles of it. I think I know what you're gonna say, but I'll go ahead and let you say it. How do you like Divinity 2?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
I think so. Here's what you're gonna say.
Okay,
you're gonna say that it's a great game. It's just not a good stream game for
you. Interesting. Yes, that's part of it for sure.
Okay.
The game. Okay. It takes a minute to get into, and there's a lot of non-action happening like right away. It's a role-playing game, so thankfully everything is voice acted. However, sitting there and just letting the voice actors do their job, and as a streamer, I'm sitting there and just watching it. Next dialogue option, next dialogue option, next dialogue option. I'm sitting there for like minutes at a time, not saying a word, not saying a thing.
In a taco hat thing.
And it's well, yesterday was the holiest of weekdays, Taco Tuesday.
Taco
where we
Tuesday,
keep it
right?
holy, and we praise Tacarilla in the name of the cheese, lettuce, and the ground
I was
beef.
aware of Tacarilla. I wasn't aware that you had got the hat. I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, they changed the holy garb, which is weird. I thought it was like set in stone in the holy book, but no. I mean, they're like, nah.
It's a higher level management sort of decision you didn't really have. You just got to follow. I get it.
Yeah, I'm only Acolyte level 3. That comes from like 8 or 9. Anyway, you're sitting there for minutes at a time, not saying anything, letting the game, unravel story-wise with the voice acting, and it feels weird. It feels like I'm just sitting here not doing anything. I feel like my job is interacting and engaging, but you don't want to miss the story while it's happening and shit like that. So I feel like I'm boring everybody by not doing anything, and I don't want to do that because that's never been like my style. My style has always been, that's why turn-based games are so good for me, because I can stop when it's my turn, think about my decision, and talk to my chat while that's happening. But that's the other good thing about this combat. It is turn-based. So once you get into the combat, away from dialogue, you can stop and chat, which is very beneficial. But it took me a while to get into it, and I really was having trouble I'm really having trouble putting my finger on why. Because I love role-playing games, and I love deep story. It just, I don't know, it didn't grab me.
Yeah.
Like whatever it was, it didn't feel like it had a sense of urgency to me. It felt like less of a like goal and more of like do what you want.
Is it because you're not in control of the story, maybe? Or are you like, I don't know. I'm trying to help you pinpoint what it is, but I don't.
Just too open. It sounds like you're saying it's too open world. Like there's just too much options and things for you. Maybe lack of focus for you, and you need a little bit more structure. Is that fair to say? Or
maybe that's what it is. A lot of people say like it's negatively be like you need your hand held.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's that. I love a good story with a direction, with a good solid direction, or at least an end goal that I'm looking for. Like when you start, the end goal of the game, or the end goal of the first, I guess, area is to get off this island.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no antagonist. There's no like, I don't know, man. There's no like super great evil that you're trying to fight or anything like that. It's just like, hey, you're a prisoner. Try and get off this island. Okay. And that's like, I spent 16 hours and I'm not even close to getting off the island. And they give you so many things to do, so many different quests. So you're meandering, you're like all over the place. And when you come up, like I come up on like the first few fights, this game is fucking brutal. Even on classic. On classic, it's fucking hard.
That was my next question. I was going to ask what your difficulty was. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan was saying it was
even on
super
classic,
hard,
which is normal. But okay. All that being said, I got to a point about 7 hours in where I was like, I'm not fucking feeling this. I'm not fucking feeling it at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna just stop. I'll come back, play something else tomorrow. And then I talked it out for a little bit, and I was like, man, everybody thinks I should love this. Why?
That might be why you hate it. That might.
I was
gonna
say sometimes, like as streamers, I'll say too, like in my own experiences, sometimes when somebody tells us that like this game is amazing, you really, really like you hear so much positive feedback about it, and then you get this sort of expectation built up in your head, and if it doesn't meet that, or if it's close to it and it's just not exactly what you doesn't live up to everybody else's the way they built it up, that can sometimes have an effect on you, especially even if you're already going in like say it goes hand in hand with like what you've had, like maybe there isn't a lack of or maybe there is a lack of direction in the game, or maybe it takes a while to get into that main story kind of stuff. I don't know. I haven't played the game yet personally myself. I played the first one, but I don't know how they changed it from the first one to the second one. So maybe a combination of those two therein is maybe making you a little sweet and sour on the game, maybe more sour.
And that's the thing. I wish someone would have said like right off the bat that I would have listened to. I'm sure people said it. I'm sure everyone like has their opinions on the game and whatnot, and I might not have listened to everybody, but if someone I trust, I guess, would have said like, listen, it's gonna take a minute, and by a minute, it's gonna take about 8-9 hours to really get a fucking figure on what's going on, what you can do, and don't worry about like looking for shit. Don't worry about quests. Just go crazy, go wander, and you'll find shit. And you'll come across battles that are way fucking too hard for you. And then you'll come across battles that you think you probably, and that's what happened. I got to a battle and I was like, these guys whoop my ass, but I don't think they whoop my ass because I can't beat them. Because there's a huge learning curve. Meaning you realize about 2 hours into the game that almost every fucking spell you cast is area of effect, and it's friendly fire, and you're going to light yourself on fire. You're going to shock all of your teammates. You're going to fucking like blind your friends and shit like that while you're trying to blind other people. It is stupid with AoE.
I did that in the first one.
Oh yeah, I did that in the first one too. Does it save every turn, or because that was definitely an issue that happened when I was playing with Strippin and the first one co-op, was I always wanted like a go back one move type deal. Because the learning, from what you're saying and from what I saw from the first one, it's just so, the learning curve was so brutal where, like I said, a fuck up, a friendly fire shot can just ruin the entire fight. And so I'd love to be able to just be like, let's go back one move. You know, just
you can quick save it in the middle of battles.
Yeah. It's better if it's just like a quick instant fucking load. Let's go back one move.
Yeah.
That would be kind of nice. Granted, that would take a lot of difficulty.
Try something, you can press quick save and then see if it works or whatever.
Yeah.
But once I figured that out, once I figured out the AoE, like everything is flammable, electrocutable, like once I kind of figured that out, and I won a battle that I was a little under-leveled for, and it was tough, but I fucking did it, and it was very satisfying. I was like, okay, let's go fucking find some more battles. And that's the other thing. I got bogged down in the story when I should have been focusing on the action of the game. For me personally, like the story is run of the mill, you know, as far as I know. Okay, listen, barely scratched the surface. Let's remember that. Take that into
I was gonna say tread lightly because there's
barely
people that
scratched
probably...
the surface on the story. But I will say that nothing I've seen really overwhelmed me with, like, you know, immersion or emotion. What really got me is the combat. I want to go back and battle.
So let me ask you something. And this is a little inside
the voice
baseball.
acting, by the way, the voice acting is fucking amazing.
Everyone
It's
says
really good.
I asked Dan about that briefly before, and he said the voice acting was really good. It's interesting to hear you say that the voice acting, you as a broadcaster, it kind of leaves you out because you're used to being able to like kind of fill in the blanks and stuff. It's interesting because I was talking about how I guess there's a middle ground somewhere where it's like enough voice acting and too much text, like kind of thing. Like there's somewhere where it, like I was talking about the first one, there's voice acting more, and some like for the major plot lines. And this one, it's everybody as far as I understand. So it's interesting to hear you say that that point is one that you kind of have a little bit of an issue with. Because I actually personally, I'm on the side of like, I like voice acting because reading all the text can sometimes it's just too daunting. It just ends up being like such a thing for me where it takes me out of it. But I don't want to sidetrack from what you're talking about. I hope I didn't forget.
No, I think JP had a question for me.
Yeah, somewhat inside baseball question. If you take 4 people into this game having never done the combat, is it something they will learn quickly, or will it just be failure upon failure?
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun, but you'd be like, you motherfucker, you lit me on fire again.
Okay.
I just cast rain and put myself out, and you lit me on fire again, you son of a bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be just a comedy of errors kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think it could be a super, like, you could super try hard it and really kick ass.
Yeah, we'll probably end up getting Adam Coble getting him a code for it, or just buying it for him.
Oh my god!
And
that would be interesting.
He's gonna take a look at the DM mode to see what it can do and what it's like. He'll probably stream that as well. So if it works out and it seems like something we can do, we might do something.
Dude, that would be sick. I'm down. I'm totally down.
Yeah, because it seems like that for you, Zeke, that would be a fun thing because then you don't have to listen to people fucking voice act. You are the voice actor, right?
Well, and someone like came into the chat and was like, why don't you like it? I mean, Dungeons and Dragons. You like role playing, all this kind of stuff. It's just like that, and I kind of bit whoever it was his head off when I was like, it is nothing like Dungeons and Dragons because you can do whatever you want. Games have rules. Dungeons and Dragons has almost no rules.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. I
mean, it has rules, obviously.
I was gonna say, Dungeons and Dragons
bendable,
has many rules, Zeke.
Yeah.
You can bend the rules a lot more. Yeah, you can bend if not break them or find some sort of weird.
Also, like the DM is the judge who's like, no, I don't like that rule. Get it out of here.
Right.
I will not adhere to that rule.
Plus, you can barter, if you will, with the DM, right? You can't barter with the game. The game is fixed. It has its rule set, and it might sometimes you can find something that can circumvent the rules that are in place or the intended path. But with a DM, they're much more. They're a person, right? They're interactive, so you have a lot more avenues of exploration in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also one of the finer points that I wanted to bring up, and the reason why maybe this isn't a good streaming game for me personally, is because when there is voice dialogue, if it's like an epic moment, I'll let it play out. But like when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, like by myself, and you get to like a voiced part, I'll read the text quicker than they're doing it and then skip.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, and I went to Eorzea and blah, and I'm skip it. I already read it. I read the whole thing. And I don't want to do that to my chat, you know?
Yeah.
That's the other side of fully voice acted is sometimes you like the way they're delivering it because they want to do a good performance and they're like, oh, but you need to find him down here. Now let me think. Like you've already read past. Let me think. Like
now let me pause several times.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, I've kind of stayed away from the game because I think I would really like the combat after watching you and watching a little bit of Dan play. But the story stuff would just drive me crazy. Like I would not want to spend 5+ hours fucking talking to Joe Bob, the dumb fuck NPC who wants me to go on some epic quest. But at first, I have to get that exact fucking talking point through his entire narrative to trigger said quest. Like, I'd just be like, nope, give me the fucking quest. Let's go. Come on, wowify this shit. I want an exclamation point. I want to be able to go and grab the quest and then move on and go kill shit. And that's because World of Warcraft just spoiled me. That's all that is. I've been so ingrained in that world.
I didn't even know what was going on in World of Warcraft. Before I got the 60 was the cap. Like I had no idea. I knew the names of towns because that's where I would meet people or do shit. Yeah. But I had no idea what was going on with the story. I knew there was a Lich King and some dragons and some shit.
Yep. Totally. I think in the fucking beta of WoW Vanilla, I was like, oh, let's read this quest text. And it took about maybe an hour or two, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Let's go kill some fucking mobs. Like the other thousands and thousands of hours I put in that game, never fucking read a quest ever. I would just.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up that people have noticed. I am playing this on a controller.
How'd that work out?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, but then I figured it would probably come up.
It worked out just fine, honestly. And the reason why it works out fine is because it's turn-based. It's totally turn-based. Like, I would never play Path of Exile on a controller because Path of Exile is action. You don't stop, consider your actions. You're like, blast, 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 move, 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 blast, blast, move, move, go, go, this.
Yeah,
right.
With this, it's like, stop. Okay, you can consider your options. And the reason why I prefer controller to keyboard and mouse is it's just more relaxing. It's that familiar, like, laying on the couch or sitting on the couch with your fucking controller in your hand, and I can just sit back and relax. And I feel more tense when I'm on a keyboard mouse. But
makes sense.
I could totally do this with a controller all day. The menu systems take a little bit to get used to, but it's just like any other menu heavy game. It's just a matter of like knowing how to open the wheel. So you like press left trigger, you open the entire wheel, and then you just select the one you want.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What is, and maybe you didn't play enough to answer this, but is the amount of items dropping that are useful frequent? Like, does it happen a lot?
It's not loot heavy.
It's not.
I mean, you can loot everything, but it's kind of like Morrowind or Skyrim in that manner. It's like you can loot every barrel and get like 2 gold and an apple.
Yeah, but you're not gonna find a fucking like dope ass.
No, you're not gonna find good shit. Yeah, unless you kill like story mobs.
Okay. Is the loot random at all, or is it pretty stagnant in terms of what's gonna drop or what's gonna be in a chest?
I think you get what you get, kind of a thing.
So like,
I don't think it's random. I think.
Okay.
I don't know if any of the counters are random, actually.
Okay. So like everyone knows that Billy the fucking Skelly drops like some crazy fucking mace or something like that. I guess that kind of takes that would take the fun out of it for me. But in a DM,
you can find a random amazing drops in every container. Okay.
Oh well, there you go.
Guys, yo, listen. Yo,
listen.
Peeps, fam, listen. I am a total of 12 fucking hours in the game.
Which is not much, apparently.
Hear that, listen to that first before you go like, 12 hours into a 250-hour game?
Yeah, Dan was saying he's 50 hours and he's a third of the game or something like that. So
yeah. So I'm just speaking from what experience I have had.
Yeah.
I have not had epic loot.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, your experience is wrong. Okay. And here's the reason why.
That.
I will direct you to my Reddit statement.
Did it run fine? Was there any like performance issues at all, Zeke?
No, it was great. Ran great. Like everything in the game is very well done. Like I can't point to anything that I was upset about, except for like the core gameplay mechanics that you have to like. You like pain is the ultimate teacher.
Sure.
And this game will teach you that. Will give you pain. It will give you pain, and it will say, "You've killed 2 of your party members, and guess what? At this low level, resurrection spells are fucking expensive."
Again, I'm asking because we might end up playing this, but not the actual game. We'd be playing the DM stuff. What, like the leveling system, is it frequent? I assume you could probably like tag amounts of XP to things, but is it like D&D amounts of frequency? Like what's the parallel to it?
12 hours, I got to level 4.
That's okay.
Is that good?
Like, how'd that feel? Was that fine? Did that piss you off?
Well, you have to know what actually gives you experience. Like completing quests gives you the most experience, not killing monsters. Monsters do give you.
You can find. So you're saying if you find yourself like being easily distracted by X monster as you're just wandering around in the world, like that's not going to net you the experience that you want with the time you're investing, kind of thing.
If you want more experience for your time, people have told me it's questing. Like it's going, doing the quest, coming back, completing it, and getting the XP for it.
Okay, that's cool.
But max level is 20, really, and I'm already level 4. I guess that's.
It probably slows down a shit ton towards the end.
I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that like. I know there's like talents, right? So when you level up, you get attribute points and you get ability points. I guess we're seeing it right here. This is great footage we're seeing. But what, like ability points and stat points, is that it? Do you get anything else?
There's crafting.
Oh, there's crafting. Shit. Okay.
You can craft potions, weapons, armor, food, I think. Let's see, what else is there? There's you have to learn skills, like your skill set. I think you have to learn them from books. Like you get a certain amount to start with, but you don't there's not like a skill tree. You like actually have to find the skills, I think. Like if you want like a spell, like a heal spell, you have to like find it out in the world, I think.
Man, maybe this would make a fun.
I played the thing. Like I said, I played the first one, and I don't. It was a while ago, so I can't remember exactly how the inventory system was. I remember it being okay. Did they make it even more complex in the second one, or how's the inventory system? How do they tackle that, especially if it has crafting with it too? That's my because that for me can be one of those things that slows me the fuck down, where I have to spend so much time all the time going through my fucking inventory and trying to make sure, because you as the player want to make sure you're using the best possible stuff you can have, but you know the other side of that coin is if the inventory system isn't like as intuitive, or their whole system doesn't make it easy for you to make sure you're using the proper stuff. How does that work with it?
They have a very good tab system that splits it. It's like, these are your weapons, these are your armor, this is your ingredients, this is your spells, this is your potions, this is your keys, these are your books. So they have like a good separation of tab system. And also it has auto sort in your inventory as well if you want to just look at everything.
Yeah, that's the one thing with these types of games. I love like role-playing games, and I love like I'm open to big, like grandiose, huge adventure type games like this, but when the inventory becomes just it becomes a job in and of itself, like while you're playing the game, then it just takes me out of the experience, because then I don't want to be I don't want to be there just like fucking micromanaging all my inventory the entire time.
Yeah,
it's good to know that there's like systems in place that are a lot better.
That makes sense. Well, I think we've there's several things happening here. I think we've reached Zeke's 12 hours of knowledge of the game, which is totally fine. I think with that, we're triggering chat, which is then triggering us. So we should probably
I want to talk more about the game that I have not played yet, so that way chat is more upset at me. I would like that.
So we should probably table the conversation and ask Coh the hard questions when he's back next week, probably. But
it's funny you mentioned. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna sound like Zeke. It sounds like you.
No, I honestly like
yourself.
Just watching the chat. I'm sorry, JP. Just watching the chat. I really just want to start saying just bald-faced lies about the game. I just want to say, like, I thought there was magic in the game. There's no magic as far as I've seen. Like, you can't even cast spells. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. No, that's fun. That's fun.
All right. Anyway, what were we saying?
No, it just sounds like you've enjoyed your time with the game, but it's just not necessarily for you 100% yet.
No, it took a minute, but now that I kind of have a direction of what I want to do and what I'm enjoying about the game, getting into combat and winning is fucking rewarding, like mentally rewarding. You get done and you're like, motherfucking yeah! Everything just gelled together. I did this thing, and then this other guy did this thing, which stacked on that, and I did that. I didn't set anybody on fire. That wasn't an enemy. Like this. The other thing is, like, they don't give you like any warning about a battle being like, fuck you style.
Yeah.
I walked into this battle. I was like, all right, I'm gonna maybe, win. And then you realize, like, after I played this battle for like an hour and 15, and after that, I was like, I shouldn't be here. This battle is
too
not
tough.
I can win it, but it would take like a lot of things going really, really right, and me being like super strategic master, which I have not done that yet in this game.
Yeah.
Or any game.
Makes sense.
I still want to try it. I was thinking about playing it later today, actually, but it's funny that you're like, I don't know, something's just not grabbing me. I'm still gonna try it. I think this type of game for me would be the most fun, probably, if I got a group of people together to play it co-op and just kind of dick around and have that sort of like, you fucked me over with whatever blind, and
that's what Strippin' and them are doing.
Bears.
Yeah, Strippin' and them.
Oh yeah, and that's the other
thing.
thing that people are saying, like, dude, you're not really even experiencing the game unless you do it co-op.
Mm-hmm. And it is kind of cool. You can go through the whole game, the whole main story, from what I understand, completely co-op, and it's kind of drop in, drop out too. I think, like, they can bring. I'm making shit up. I think they can bring their character in whenever they want, and then take their character out. We'll see if chat's triggered or not by that statement in just a couple of seconds. But yeah, Max, that might be. I feel like, knowing you and knowing what you play and how you stream, you should probably get some friends.
Yeah. God damn it.
I said that. Man? I was like, I'm just gonna go with that. Let's just go with that. Yeah.
I thought I had friends.
Grab some friends and play it for sure. I think that's going to be your preferred way to.
Probably
to play this game. Yeah. Is this out on? Is this PC only at the moment, or is it consoles as well? Do you guys know?
I heard it was PC only. I think it's PC only.
Okay. All right.
We'll get the other one, the Divinity 1, came out for consoles, so I'm guessing this one will too later.
It'll probably ship later. Yeah. Well, cool. We'll talk with Ko a little bit more on that and see if the game changes at all as it gets higher level, and probably ask him some more of the finite questions. Max, I know you. We talked about it slightly yesterday, but you jumped into some Fortnite. I'm going to show some footage here and peg you with some questions. If you watch Court of Swords, this is kind of rehashed, but you like it, right? Like, it seems like an okay thing.
Yeah. It's always interesting looking at footage of yourself back when you're like really focused, like the fucking you just
don't pay attention to anything.
But yeah, I like it. The reason, and I mentioned this, we talked about it in Court of Swords just a little bit, but I guess I can go into a little more detail. The biggest thing that I think most people have issues with when they like, this isn't fucking PUBG. What?
You pause. You just pause there for a second.
Yeah, you paused there. That was great. It was beautiful.
Your camera froze.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
No, for a hot second, your camera froze and you were like this.
Did I go like?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It was great. I like it.
No, people naturally are going to compare, PUBG, is it better or worse than H1Z1 or whatever, things like that. And the best way with this game to combat those kind of things is you normally say, like, PUBG is its own thing, H1Z1 is its own thing. I'm of the sort of gamer where I'm going to play all sorts of different shit, and each one has its pros, has its cons. This one absolutely has its own offering to this, I'm not going to say new, but like more popularized now as of late, like genre. They have the whole building system. It's interesting because Fortnite wasn't designed at all to have any sort of battle royale, right? It was meant to be like building your base, crafting, being it against like these, husks and things like that, right? In the original game.
Yeah.
So now that you have all these crafting abilities, and I actually didn't play much of the first iteration, like, of just regular Fortnite. So I don't know if they simplified it. I think they simplified it for the BR mode. Being able to just this guy right here, like, I think he someone in this area here, yeah, he's building a fort right there. So you can see it in the footage there. Like being able to just make instant cover, and it's all dependent on what resources you've grabbed as you've gone around the map.
Yeah.
Whether it be steel or brick or wood, it goes steel, brick, wood as far as strongest to least strong. And immediately when you're building cover, it still gives you cover immediately, even though it's building the wood planks and they're falling into place. So it takes a bit for it to get to its full structural strength. But having that ability, if you're good and you know how to build shit in regular Fortnite, you already have a pretty big advantage if you have some understanding of Battle Royale, because you're able to make these structures super fucking quick when everyone else is like me, is just like, hold on. Okay, so this fucking stairs.
Can you, in original Fortnite, you could make a wall, right? Just put up a straight wall. It's kind of like, oh, wow, that's fucking crazy. I didn't even think of that. But
you just totally fucking drop stairs, yeah.
So, but
exactly.
Can you make a wall, get ready to aim, take away the center and make a window and shoot someone?
Yes.
That's kind of fucking cool. I kind of like that.
You can do that.
I don't think I would play the game at all, but that's really fucking cool.
That said, though, look at the inventory that's all splattered everywhere from that dude that I just killed.
Yeah.
Like, their inventory system needs some work. Like, right now, it's just like Borderlands style where it just goes, and you just see the different colors for, the weapon grades and what's better as far as the tier of it. Purple, I think, is the best. Maybe orange is. I don't
think
know.
Orange
Purple
is best in the base game, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. And then blue's pretty good. Green's a little bit worse, that kind of thing. But right now, they don't have it. It's not as intuitive where, like, if you have a sniper rifle already and you just want the bullets from the sniper rifle, there's no good way to, like, go through it other than just looking directly at the bullets that are on the floor. You can't, like, tab and do, like, it's one of those things where it would benefit the game a lot more if it had sort of like a PUBG sort of tab to drag. And maybe it does have that, but I don't think it has. And it just needs work.
That makes sense.
And that's one of those things. I'm not the only one saying that. Like, right now, it's just like you shoot somebody and they shit out all their fucking items, and there's no easy way to grab it unless you're, like, experienced with going through it. And it will double up in your inventory. You'll have, like, a battle rifle, and say you want to, or not a battle rifle. It's not fucking Halo, but you know what I mean? A rifle, and you loot accidentally that same rifle. It replaces the slot that you have of the weapon that you just had. So you might have accidentally dropped your pistol when you tried to just accidentally, you tried to grab your weapons, or you tried to grab your ammo, but you grabbed another rifle. So now you have two rifles. You left maybe your high value, pistol back there, and you have to run back. So it needs some work in that regard. But as far as the map, pretty cool. It is cartoony. It is, like, kind of arcadey and silly.
Style, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I will say I still haven't really quite figured out how, like, aiming works properly, especially from far distances with your AR and stuff like that.
I don't think there's bullet drop in this game.
There is bullet drop.
There is, really?
Because I've seen it with snipers.
Okay. I didn't feel like there was in the base game, so I wonder if that was added in later. I just didn't notice it.
There's definitely bullet drop, because I've had to compensate and things like that. And that kind of surprised me that there was bullet drop. I once pulled up. It's the only time I've gotten a kill with a sniper rifle, and it just so happened to be Amanda that I killed in a game. Nice. Fucking headshotted her across the way on a farm. So that was that's one of those things that kind of surprised me with the bullet drop. But fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the map itself is cool. There's some weird bloom when you're firing, like where it, when you have your rifle, even if you're, like, kind of just shooting a little bit, like just, trying to control it, the recoil and the bloom and stuff like that. So your rifle will just go like everywhere. So that I haven't figured out, and I hope they tweak that a little bit more to be a little more precise, because I think I would enjoy the gunplay a lot more. Shotguns work as expected. If you have a pump shotgun and you miss, you're gonna fucking die probably. I think they could stand to use or add a few more points of interest on the map. There's cities and things like that, but I think they could stand to use it a little bit more. The terrain is, like, you can see, it's not a super flat thing. They've varied it.
But you can also just build up, like, if you can't get up a wall, you just fucking make a ramp, like right here.
You can.
Yeah.
You can, yeah. But it is also dependent on if you took the time to gather the resources and things like that. It's a balancing act of, like, I want to get steel and I want to get all this shit while also trying to loot all this stuff and not make noise.
What is destructible in the world? Like, can you? I know you can take out, like, trees and stuff, but can you dig into the ground in Fortnite?
Yeah.
So you can just pickaxe and go straight down.
You can't dig into the ground. You can't dig into the ground. The only way you can do that is, say, if you're, like, if you drop into, like, an area where, like, it's made of wood and shit. Yeah, you can go down and then the lower levels and things like that. But you can't, as far as I know, just dig into. I think that would be too fucking nuts.
That'd be real crazy. Fucking crazy. Yeah.
Then we have, like, a Minecraft situation, and that would just be real nuts.
Be nuts.
But Yeah, I mean the game itself, it's fun, it's solid. It needs improvement, but it's also in the early stages of it. They're messing around with stuff. Someone's saying too, like equip the pickaxe, and I've heard that too. If you have your pickaxe out while you're looting, then you will only be able to equip in that weapon replacement thing that I was talking about, where you can loot two of the same weapon without even knowing it. I understand that that's a fix for it, but that shouldn't be a thing in the game, right?
Fix, yeah.
The game should recognize like, oh, you already have that rifle. Of course, you're not going to loot that rifle because you already have it. Yeah. There's no point in having two of them because it still draws from the same ammo pool.
Would you say it's again? I hate doing this, and I know you hate it as well, but comparisons work. Is this more H1Z1 than PUBG? And the arcadiness?
Yes, I would say it's more H1Z1 than PUBG, but it's a bad comparison to say it plays like H1Z1 because it doesn't. Like it
plays like
different.
Fortnite in the gameplay.
It plays like Fortnite with some guns in a battle royale. Like it's more appropriate to say that. I would just tell people to try it. And the best thing that I can say to try it for people that are like, oh, trash game, whatever, I'm not going to pay money for it. Guess what? It's going to become free.
See, that's where I think it might, in terms of like getting that PUBG audience, it might be like an entry arena, battle arena type game, or battle royale type game rather, because it's free, right? So if people want to try this game mode, I want to just download Fortnite. It's free and it's on consoles already, and you can play it in like a couple days, right? That's when it goes free.
Yeah, it's the 26th, I think. The 26th is when it comes out. They're having their big like September 26th update where they're going to change stuff. I think they're introducing squads as well with it. Ooh. So already that changes it a lot. I'm excited to do that. So if you wanted to jump into that and try it, then perfect time for you, to try it out in squads. But I think the biggest reason to try it is the fact that it does have that ability to just build your, like cover and fort. It changes the way you play the game a whole bunch, because normally if somebody has the high ground on like a building and you're stuck underneath them, and the only way to get to them would be to like go inside and they hear you and they just camp the stairs. Well, you can just make stairs now or make your own little fort to like go right up to them and bum rush them if you want to. It gives you a lot more avenues of playing the game however you want to. But it does require you to get quick at it. There are some people that I've seen that are insanely quick at building stuff, and they absolutely have a leg up on people. And you can edit the things you're building. Like you're talking about, like if you just want to make half of a wall, like a little short little thing to like dip around, you can do that rather than just building a full wall. Or you can make a quick little box structure and make some windows at point A and point B to peek out and do that kind of thing. So it's neat. I don't know. I thought it was unique enough where I wanted to try it. I'll be trying it more and playing it. I'm still not great at it. Still just as frustrating as ever for me to die because it's a battle royale game. And the inventory system is a lot of the reason I die a lot because I'm not very quick with it yet. But I think it's worth a shot. I think I like it.
Oh God, you can jump on what? You can jump on tires? What is that? It's like a fucking Mario game.
I haven't found tires in the actual game, but I'm assuming that they're on the map somewhere. Someone mentioned that Sacro played it.
Yeah, people are going crazy.
Someone mentioned, I think I'm about to start jumping on these tires too, because I'm like, holy shit, you can jump on these tires. Sacriel apparently was playing it a bit, and someone said in chat that he had a problem with teaming. I have seen that. I personally haven't encountered anybody teaming, but I know Amanda has. Kirby Llama has encountered that. So I don't know if it's just because it's the type of player base that's playing it, and it's more cutesy, so they just think it still is against the rules. Again, and I think the biggest thing too with this is it's the first that I know of battle royale game that's been widely available on consoles to play.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because there hasn't really been anything else.
PUBG's not on Xbox yet, but it's coming.
Not yet. I know that's their plan, but that's one of those things. If you're on console and you want to try a battle royale type of game, boom, there you go. And the fact that it's becoming free, even better.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love how there's absolutely like no fucking shame about just completely stealing every single thing. Like sometimes you're like, oh, they stole it, but they made it enough their own where it doesn't. Nope. It's just like, why the fuck would we try to hide it? We're stealing everything. It's completely like everything you've seen before.
Yeah. Zeke, it's a party bus in a hot air balloon that drops you off. Okay, it's not a plane. There's actually there's like some, you're like a bass beat too. It's like
they couldn't even change the color of the circle. It's blue. Couldn't they just like, how about green or red? Something like that. The color of the circle that gets smaller is blue. I saw it. It was like,
Well, in the game, it's the storm, right? It's the thing
It's
that
a storm. Yeah, it's like a.
in the base game, it's the thing you're actually expanding and fighting against. But in this one, it's kind of flipped, obviously. So I like that. I don't know. It. I want to see what other games decide to put this in there because I feel like for Fortnite, apparently this game sold really fucking well. From what I was reading and hearing, which I didn't believe at all. But apparently it did do very well. Didn't seem like, in terms of the queue times, it takes a couple minutes to get a match, right, Max? It's not like instant.
It does, yeah. I think it's slowly getting faster just as more and more people are kind of, depends on what time of the night you're playing. Like if you're playing it like way in the middle of the night, yeah, your times are going to be slower. But that'll open up, I'm sure, once the game becomes free and that huge update comes on September 26th. Right now, it takes about anywhere from like 40 seconds to like a minute-ish to get back into a game, which can be annoying. That's one of the things that I was mentioning too when I was playing it. Particularly in that instance, it was pretty long wait times to get into a match. So dying did make me angry because I was like, well, now I'm going to sit here for a fucking minute and a half, Right. But it's one of those things you can't really you can't blame them because if there's only so many players playing it at that given time, then what are you going to do? But
yeah, I promise.
Fixed, I'm sure, with time.
I promise you, when it goes free to play, there's going to be a fuck ton of people playing this. It's going to be all the people that don't want to spend money on PUBG because they're not sure if they're going to like the game mode at all. But this will be like, especially if squads are in, hey, it's Friday night with fucking the entire part. Let's just download this game, try it out, just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Play with
and
friends.
to anybody that's like, oh, it's a little baby PUBG, and it's like a little cutesy thing. Like, well, then you were never going to play it anyways. It's not your game. Just keep playing PUBG. But if you want to try something that's similar to it and has some interesting, building mechanics and changes the way cover and systems like that work, give it a shot. If you can look past the cartoonized graphics and the art style and all of that, then you might enjoy it. But if not, keep playing PUBG. Go for it.
Also, I will say to those people, get ready because every fucking game for the next probably year or so is going to implement some sort of game mode like this. It is going to happen.
I'm okay with it.
And I'm totally okay with that because
as a player that you got, what a lot of people don't understand, for us, that means only a net positive because competition is great, especially in this type of game mode where everyone then tries to make their game mode the best it can possibly be. So you play it.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
But it's neat.
Yeah, I think I posed the question last week to Zeke and Bike and Code of like, what games would you want a battle royale mode in? And then I started thinking like, what games that aren't FPS would a battle royale mode work in? Like, could you do some like, I don't know.
Well, the first one on my mind, I'm sure a lot of people said like Dark Souls.
Dude, that'd be fucking
cool,
that
man.
would be fucking nuts.
Huge Dark Souls map, like where you're in like all the different like areas of Dark Souls, and there's stairs fucking everywhere. There's like buildings that are like tipped on their sides and shit like that.
If they made
like go find them. And
I think what people would immediately say to that, Zeke, is like, man, if they made a chivalry BR. No, fuck that. I don't like the chivalry style games. Those aren't, and I think Zeke agrees.
Yeah.
We did not enjoy playing that game, Mordhau, last week. This is not our type of game.
I didn't either. I didn't either at all.
Yeah. But if it's Dark Souls and you can fucking like lock on to someone, the only thing though is that would get real fucking crazy in like group fights, right? Like how you'd have to, like, can you imagine like three people are fighting and some dickhead with a giant fucking weapon comes in and does like a charge up swing and just one shots them all and then picks up all the fucking loot. That'd be pretty cool. But I'd be pissed.
But that's the thing. It would be loot. You'd go in like hollow and naked.
Yeah.
And you would have nothing but your fucking fists.
Man.
And you have to find these weapons.
Man, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of into that.
That'd be awesome.
They'd have to.
I like the lock-on idea though. Because I think that maybe is why I fucking didn't enjoy Mordhau or Chivalry as much as I would have, because there's no lock on. Because I'm just swinging wildly, like hoping that like I'll hit something.
I wonder if that's something like For Honor would do, if they're looking at kind of the BR with For Honor, because that game definitely needs a fucking lifeline for sure. It's been dropping a lot of player base, but yeah, Zeke, I think you won. I think Dark Souls Battle Royale that'd be shit. That'd be fucking awesome.
Do you think?
I think it'd be cool, like a BioShock one too, like with all the
Plasmids.
Plasmids.
The
things?
vigors, the plasmids.
Vigors and plasmids, yeah.
Yeah. I was trying. For some reason, lipids was coming to my head and it wouldn't go away. And I
feel
know
like-
that's not what that is. I don't know if it means what you think it means.
Yeah.
But yeah, like having all the plasmids and the vigor and just like, doing a zap or a like zap flames and Leviathan, I think that kind of shit would be great.
Yeah.
Well,
someone in chat saying Wildlands BR. I'm doing a sponsored stream tomorrow for a PvP thing in Wildlands. I don't think it's BR though. I think it's 4v4, but the way that I don't know anything about the game yet. The way I understand it is that it's 4v4 on the map of Wildlands, which sounds kind of fucking fun to me, especially if you can be a sniper a mile off from the person that you're killing. Like, that would be kind of cool. But
is it a section of the Wildlands map, or is it just like the entire fucking thing? Because if it's the entire fucking thing,
I have zero idea what it is.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I have zero idea what I'm playing tomorrow, which are my favorite type of streams to play. But apparently it goes free to play for everyone tomorrow, so you can just download and try it.
I enjoyed that game. I had fun with it.
We'll see how tomorrow goes. Me and Zeke and Ann. Was there someone else, Zeke, when we played it? Oh, and Fairlight. Fairlight was the fourth. Played Wildlands when it was buggy, when it first launched,
Oh my
right
God,
before it
yeah.
launched, and it was a hot mess of fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I cut you off, Max. What were we going to say before we started talking about Wildlands?
Oh, I think I was going to say, I think it is safe to say, like what you said, that this type of game mode is not going anywhere. It's just going to keep spreading to all sorts of different game franchises and genres. I'm waiting until we start seeing like Lego, like battle royale, where you're shooting like little Lego pellets at each other, and like they can adapt this game mode to a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily always have to be like, oh, you killed them, you know what I mean? Like, you zapped them out of the Matrix thing, and they just go, you didn't kill them, boom, family safe, Lego, let's do it.
Yep.
Now here's the big thing. What if they go BR in VR?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if it would work. I don't know.
I think. I don't know. That might be too much movement for me, because you're going to be constantly moving, right? No.
Yeah.
Because you have to be fast in VR. I mean, of course, depending on the style, if it's more of like a PUBG kind of thing, maybe, because you're just kind of sitting there, and it's a little more tactical. If
it's like head movement VR but controller based movement, that would probably be the best way to do that.
I can't. I don't know if it's just me, but I fucking can't really do that shit very much. When the controller when the controller movement doesn't line up with what my head is doing and things like that, I get all sorts of fucked up and I can't do it. For instance, you guys play Arizona Sunshine ever?
Nope. I have no idea what that is.
That's a zombie co-op survival game. It has a co-op story that you can go through. I've played it a little bit with Amanda, but it's a neat thing. And the fighting, the shooting and stuff in it is actually pretty accurate. It's pretty good. But you have a choice with two different styles of moving it. One of them is, you move around with the controller and look around, and then you have a little bit of movement. Once those two things don't match up to me, it just starts to make me nauseated and sick. I can't fucking do it at all. So what I ended up opting for was I look around and then, point where I want to warp to, instead of just using the controller for movement. So if it's that kind of BR game, I'm just going to be thrown up the whole time or just get a headache.
I agree. It'd be tough. It'd be tough to do. Yeah. Plus, it would also be really tough. It probably would take a very long time to find 100 people to jump into a game if it's VR based, because there's probably not 100 people playing a VR game at this very point in the world.
You kidding me? Now. I got one of those running things as well, and
yeah, it's super rare. It's super rare.
You'd have to qualify there's more than 100 people in VR right now, but not more than 100 people playing a VR game right now.
Yeah,
the more specific it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's switch gears a little bit. Max, you touched this new Dishonored standalone DLC stuff yesterday. What?
Oh man! Oh la 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 la.
What is the full Death of the Outsider is the full name?
Death of the Outsider.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's standalone, right? You don't have to have anything.
You don't. No, it's its own release thing. Look at that fucking dog. He's moving. Sorry, he was I always think that's funny when you kill something and it keeps popping.
Oh yeah. The shake
gets the Jimmy leg.
The death rattle.
quick rundown of what it is. Yeah, you're trying to kill the outsider, right? It's called Death of the Outsider. You know, if you know who the outsider is, then it's not a spoiler. He's the guy with the black eyes and stuff that's throughout the series been kind of pulling the cords and being puppet master. That's
played by the Penguin from the new Gotham, I think, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, that's him?
It sounds like him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it's more Dishonored, right? It's super cool. You're playing as Billy, can't remember her last name. Another like former disciple of Dowd, Master Assassin Dowd, who's of course been appearing in this franchise all throughout. It's fucking Dishonored, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the series, you're gonna like it, right? And you want a little bit more of that like outer lying story of hearing more about like Dowd and what's going on there, and you want to be a badass assassin again. I only played like an hour and a half to 2 hours because I just did it was a sponsor stream that I did with them. That said, it was a sponsor stream, but once they pitched to me, I'm like, I fucking love Dishonored, so I'm gonna enjoy this game and play it regardless. So the fact that it was a standalone thing, I don't know how closely, I can't speak to how closely related it is to Dishonored 2 storyline because I haven't played Dishonored 2. I've always wanted to, I just haven't made the time to play Dishonored 2, but I streamed all the way through Dishonored 1, and I've been a massive fan of the series. It's fucking cool. It's solid. It's smooth as shit. It looks great. It runs amazing. When I was playing it, I had it all on Ultra, and it's worthy of note that I still stream on one computer, so take that as it will. Everything was on Ultra, and it still ran beautifully and no hiccups or anything like that.
Nice.
I just played it on normal, like just regular, because normally when I play these types of games that I really like, especially if it's a series that I'm a big fan of, I don't like hating the game because of the difficulty level. You know, I want to actually experience the story and the world and all that. But if you enjoy Dishonored and you want more of that, and you're especially interested in the lore and especially the characters Dowd and the Outsider, fuck yeah, like do it up. Hey, now you're in D&D stuff.
I skipped ahead too far.
Don't go too far.
There we go. I kind of feel like to talk about this game at length, we're going to jump into story elements, and obviously a very story-heavy game. I don't want to spoil any of this for fans.
I'm
of that
fucking
game.
torn, man. I'm torn on because I played Dishonored 2 offline because when the Dishonored games, I love to play completely unseen and non-lethal, and it is painfully slow that way.
Yeah, you have to take your time.
Like I went through Dishonored 2 the entire way, like no alarms and no murder, and I got all the way through it, but it took me a fucking long time, and that's the way I like to play these games because they put those in there for a reason, and they're fun. It's fun to figure out like how to get past these guards without killing him, and so on and so forth. So I'm torn on whether I want to like stream it or not.
Yeah, I think some people. I think people are definitely into watching a no-kill playthrough. That would be from my Dishonored 1 time. It's definitely the harder way to play that game.
Yeah, that's one of the types that presents a challenge. I never do no kill. I always do. I try as best I can to do stealth. And then if shit hits the fan and I don't feel like loading back, I won't. Like I'm not like I killed somebody, or I got
That's how
discovered.
I played. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it is fun to just go through this particular like session too. There was a point where like I just kept luring people past. There's like a bookie gate, right? Because there's like underground fighting kind of ring where you're supposed to go find the person you're looking for, and I just like killed one person. And I got just really, really obsessed with burning dead bodies in a furnace that you could get rid of the bodies.
Jesus,
Don't look at me like that, okay? Sometimes you get a little nuts on stream.
I guess we know what's going to happen if Max ever kills someone.
Everything burns, JP.
Yeah.
No, I kept luring people like just past the little bookie gate and into the little corridor, and I was hid around the thing and just like slice, and then everyone else is just like, huh? What? And they just keep running. It was great. That type of thing, it's the simple things in games like that. When you find a little loophole or just a little easy way to cheese an area, everybody just slowly kept getting murdered, and I just burned the evidence. It was fine.
It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
Don't judge me, all right? You would do the same, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Anything else, Max? You've been checking out? I saw you played some Destiny 2. It didn't last very long though. Looks of it. You're just waiting for PC.
I did play Destiny 2.
Did you get paid for that one too? Was that a sponsored one?
No, I paid for that one. I paid it. Yeah, I paid for that one. It wasn't a sponsored one. No, I wanted to check out Destiny 2 because I did enjoy Destiny 1, and I wanted to see after seeing a little bit of like JP stream a little bit of it and other people the world and the areas that you guys are in looks fucking gorgeous and great, and it is a solid game. But I think I'm going to be in the camp that waits for PC, because a lot of the aiming and just different nuances in the game's gunplay and things like that, it just frustrates me being on a controller. And it's weird to look back to like when Max was all about consoles and stuff before, I went hard into PC gaming and stuff, to be at that spot now where it's just like, I can't do this, especially the sniper. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to snipe stuff and you're using the controller, and I'm trying to find the right sensitivity that makes it work. Oh
yeah. No, I would just not use the sniper when I play.
I can't do it.
I just want to grab it.
I think my current plan is to play through it with Amanda, with Kirby Llama, when it drops on PC. I think I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Because if I play it right now, I'm just going to get frustrated with it. It's still going to be fun, but it won't be as fun and as fluid as it will be when it drops on PC, which is annoying because it's there. And
it's already all figured out, man. There's a question that someone asked, so it'll come back up in the Q&A section of the show. Sorry, that we'll get to, that I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on for sure. So we'll table the Destiny discussion now, because you're pretty much saying the exact same thing that we have on this show. I think a lot of people are, we're waiting for PC.
It's just annoying as streamers, because obviously you want to be a part of the new release, hype, and you want to be part of the new hotness and everything. And you're just like, well, if I do it right now, I'm just not going to be enjoying it. So fuck it, I'll wait, I guess.
Yep. You're not alone in that, for sure.
It felt hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just playing it, I was like, oh man, this is so great.
Well,
but do I really want to do all of it twice?
Yeah.
Because I know I'm waiting for BZ. It just felt like,
yeah.
No, I'm gonna wait.
Wow. I opened up Indie Sunday, and for some reason there's no more game tags anymore. That fucking sucks.
What?
Yeah, there's not like game. I know that they're fucking with VODs right now, because you can. I guess we can talk about this. I don't know if this was announced today, because it's the first I've ever heard of it. But let me go to blog.twitch.tv. There are now. You can chat on videos, and there's also moderation in videos, and they didn't tell anyone. So like, I woke up today and my mods were just like, yeah, we got about 700 notifications overnight, and no one told us where the fuck these were coming from. And I don't know the full feature suite that was announced, so I can't really comment on it too much. But it doesn't, unless this is it right here, this chat on videos feature expanding to all videos. What is this? When you watch past broadcast highlights, you'd follow along with the excitement through chat replay. But now, when you find the moment you absolutely positively must comment on, you'll be able to do so using the familiar chat box where you can enter your timestamps.
So they made it like not a Spotify, a SoundCloud kind of thing, where there's comments and it pops up as you play through the video.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can cheer in past broadcast and highlights now as well.
That's interesting. I don't know how many people are going to do that.
Yeah.
Because the point of cheering is to get that instant, like, kind of, you're supporting the broadcaster, but that's like your extra little, cherry on top is like, hey, thanks. Like the thing pops up and all that.
Yeah.
Maybe some people will, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's going to be a bunch of like, streamer fucking sucks. Look right here, time stamped.
Yep, probably. And only like one person will see that. That's one.
And how do you moderate that if it's a new feature and you don't go through your entire?
I think any comments that, the way I understood it, because my mods are saying that it was happening, anytime someone comments, they get a notification that someone's commented. That's why I'm saying that they were being spammed to shit. Because if you open up a VOD on a person that doesn't have a VOD behind a subwall, and fucking just comment every goddamn second, you just spam the fuck out of someone. And they didn't tell anyone that this was happening. At least I wasn't aware.
I'm going to go to your VODs and just spam, check out Gaussian Mexican, check out Gaussian.
Right. What's to stop that? Yeah. I mean, that didn't piss me off, because it pisses my mods off, because they're going to be like, fucking Christ.
Gives them a huge workload, right?
Yeah, I got to go fucking delete this shit. So that's kind of a weird thing. Was anyone like asking for this?
I never did. There's a lot of other things I've asked for, such as, hey, like the ability to download a VOD onto your mobile device. So if you're going on a plane, you can change the quality options and things like that, much like you do with Netflix and YouTube, all those things.
I wonder if they announce this
That'd be
just
fucking dope.
Yeah, I wonder if they announce this just to get it out of the way of TwitchCon, so they don't have to fucking talk about this useless feature. I don't know the benefit of it, especially for someone
with that.
Yeah, especially for someone that like uses his VODs as a main business decision. I don't see how this benefits me at all. But I don't know. Maybe people can like try to be. Maybe they want people to be able to be a part of the chat while watching a VOD.
That's the only thing I can think of.
They're
trying to keep it like an interactive experience for the VODs, but it's not gonna be. I'd be very surprised if everyone all of a sudden started posting comments in VODs and being like, "Did you see my comment I posted on the VOD?"
Yeah,
if you ask me that, I'm just saying right now. If you ask me if I've seen your comment on a VOD of mine, or no is the answer.
The answer is no. They even stated in the fucking opening paragraph of this post, Twitch is a wonderful live platform, but even the most hardcore fans can't be online all the time. Luckily, past broadcast highlights are an excellent way to catch up on the most exciting moments you missed out, like big plays, hilarious moments, and amazing community moments. Yeah, they'll just watch the clip and be done. No one wants to, wowee, good job on this clip. Like, no one... I don't know a person that wants to do that, so...
It makes sense in, like, environment and platform like SoundCloud, because you're listening to the song and it's a very short, finite, like kind of like 3 to 6 minutes on a song, and it pops up, right? Like I've been looking at a SoundCloud and that'll pop up and I'm looking at that. I'm not looking for people's comments and stuff. And plus the chat replay is already there. So if I want to see what people were talking about in the moment, then that's what I'm going to look at. I'm not going to look at like someone else is like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, I don't know. But with all that, it looks like they fucked up the game tagging in VODs. So, Zeke, I have no idea how to find the games you played here for Indie Sunday.
I want to give that last segment, the JP, interesting. I'm not interested in that.
Exactly. There's never been a better thing.
Interesting. That's good.
Yeah, there's never been a better thing to describe that. Talk to me about this video screen right here, Zeke. What game is this?
Okay. I thought, you can skip past. I just had trouble with the resolution.
Oh. Okay.
My capture card and my computer don't talk very well because my capture card is kind of newer. My casting PC is kind of older. Well, I've switched out my gaming PC like 3 times, but my casting PC has always just worked, and it doesn't need to be like super beasty because it's not running the game.
Right. Well, what idiot friend told you to buy that capture card, Zeke? Like, what a dumb friend to tell you to buy that capture card. You know, I don't know why anyone would say.
I was just gonna ask him, like,
it's not my dumb friend's fault. He tries. He has good intentions. By the way, JP convinced me to get a new capture card.
Yeah.
No, he didn't convince me. I said I want a new capture card. I have a MageWell HDMI Plus. I was gonna say it's a MageWell.
It's the HDMI Plus though, and I've never used one.
MageWell's like it's the best. For my money, MageWells are the best capture cards. Like they're the external capture cards are just plug and play. They're so easy. Except when the technology of the card is way beyond the technology of your PC, which my PC is like, I want to say like 5 years old. The casting PC is.
Oh, you're due for an update.
So I'm just gonna swap out my old gaming PC, which is still beast, that I put in my bedroom. And making my casting PCs, but I also got to make the switch to OBS Studio because
Same
OBS
here, man. I haven't done that
going
yet.
out.
I haven't done that swap yet. I'm not looking forward to it. Apparently, there was a creator update for Windows 10 though or an update on the creator update today for Windows 10 that solves a lot of the Windows 10 issues. Anyways, that's all bullshit talk. No one cares about. What is this? Is Hiveswap, right?
This game is called. This is Hiveswap Episode 1. Or Act 1, excuse me. Hiveswap Act 1. Okay. It's a point-and-click adventure game based on a webcomic that I can't remember the name of.
Oh.
Because people were like, is this? And yes, it is. It is based on, hold on, let me grab this here. Let me get the store page here. What does it say? Homestuck.
I was just going to say Homestuck. I wasn't sure, but it looked exactly like Homestuck when I'm looking at that character there.
Yep, it's based on Homestuck.
Okay. Never heard of Homestuck.
It is a hand-drawn tribute to the hilarious 90s adventure games. Yeah, point and clicks. Play as Joey Clare, a puzzle-solving teen snatched out of her time in 1994 and place Earth and stranded on a hostile alien planet on the brink of rebellion. It is an extremely charming, if childish, like it's I don't know, childish. It has a brother and a sister. The sister's older, the brother's younger, and they get attacked by these alien blobby things, and he's stuck out in the treehouse, and he talks no shit like Rorschach from Watchmen. Like his not it's not voice acted, but his speech pattern is very like is very curtailed and stunted. Yeah, too late to reach her at lab. Was working on blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and I voice on it. Babysitter capable strifer might might also help to convince you to get to safety. That kind of shit. Because he's like it's tactical guy. He's like giving her tactical advice over the walkie, and she's just like an older. She's like, God damn it, you're such a nerd. I need your help. Blah blah blah. But the dynamic between them is good. The dialogue is charming and fun. It's a point and click, so nothing super fast or anything like that. But I will say the sense of humor is on point. When you fight something, like you find a beast, and you actually have this fight thing. It's called a strife. Ready, strife. And then you have like tap shoes, and you hit the tap shoes, and it goes, and it's like, oh fuck. They have like little like, not puns, but play on words when you like tap. It's like, I don't know, make him tap out when you're dancing, like. They'll say like, make him tap out. And shit like that. I have like little plays on words of like these attacks you're using. Like you throw like Mrs. Dash at this monster. He's like, spice up your life or something like that. It's fun. But it's a point and click. It's you could play it. I mean, it's probably geared towards a younger audience, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Huh? How much is it? I think you started.
This game is $8. It's Act 1 though, so I'm guessing like it's gonna come out in episodes.
Is it $8 for episode 1 or $8 for all episodes?
$8 for episode 1 or Act 1.
Okay, so it'll probably be like 25, I would think.
Yeah. It's by What Pumpkin Games Inc. That's their only game on Steam. Came out on the 14th, so it came out 6 days ago. It's got very positive reviews. Yeah, I totally recommend it. It's if you like point and clicks, and if you like that web series, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It looks like an adventure game to me.
It is. Totally is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not interested in that.
Yeah. Adventure games I'm just not interested in. Oh, I kind of like that art though. Oh,
that looks neat. Yeah, right there.
Whoa.
There it is. This is like the battle or whatever.
Oh.
And then I switch back to my brother, who's in the treehouse.
Oh, that character looks cool.
And he has a flare gun to distract them, so he shoots a flare.
Pow.
Oh, wow. That was his third one. He dropped it. Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Idiot.
Whoa, that art's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
All right, there's with the art here. This actually looks kind of cool.
Yep. And yeah, they see the monster walks out to check out the fire for whatever reason.
That's what monsters do, you know.
That's what they were totally distracted by that fire, and then she just runs away.
Those monsters are terrifying. Why don't they just fucking fall over on her and she's done? She's dead. That's it.
Because I'm not sure if those are actually real or they're in her imagination or whatever.
Oh.
If her and her brother are like playing a game.
Huh.
Yeah.
There's some neat art style stuff to it. I don't think I'm interested in I don't think I'll play it just because.
No, you have to like the art style, and you have to like point and click adventure games.
Yeah, I like point and click adventure games, but I don't know. I'm just gonna say interesting.
There you go. Okay, good job.
I'm gonna try to. Okay, the Land of Pain. Oh, this looks like a great shitty horror. Whoa, it actually looks pretty. What the hell?
Now listen, this game. I don't know what assets they bought or whatever, but this game is probably at the top graphically of any game I've ever played.
It looks really good graphically.
It is so goddamn good.
Is this Unity?
They put conifer trees. They put conifer trees in there.
There you go. You just died.
That was for science. I wanted to see, can I jump off and die? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And then you just reload right there. But they put conifer trees with the needles. I think that's conifer, right? You walk up and every needle is like defined. It is fucking stupid gorgeous game. I could just walk around in this game and look at shit, which turns out is a lot of what you fucking do. It's a suspense horror sort of game where you're being chased by something ominous and you're not really quite sure what it is. I played it for 107 minutes, so little less than 2 hours. And the biggest reason why I kept playing it was because the graphics are just fucking awesome. They are so good.
Yeah. Also, don't take the video for representation of the graphics because there's a lot of shit going on. So it's not going to look super crystal clear.
Yeah, the quicker he moves, the more artifacting there'll be and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing is, it seems like it's like a one-guy studio, Alessandro Guzzo. And I'm not sure, because that's all it says. It says developer, publisher, Alessandro Guzzo. So I'm guessing like he must have had a lot of money and just bought a shit ton of assets. Like rocks and trees and grass and shit like that were just super duper rendered on Unity.
Well, maybe he's just that good.
Maybe.
It's his life's work.
Maybe his fingernails are like fucking this. Yeah.
Well, how would he code that? Yeah, that's not a real thing.
There's going to be a documentary that comes out soon. Talk about it, right?
It's called Mind Code.
It's called The Land of Guso. Okay.
But the actual gameplay itself, it took a little bit to get into it because it's a lot of walking simulator, a lot of it, and rightly so. With what you get to see, the light shafts, the graphics, like everything is just amazing to look at. It's very, very pretty. But I will say the game itself is a little frustrating because it's one of those wander around with this ominous music and ominous feeling and try to find like that door's locked. So you have to move on. And then you walk like a fucking long way. You find this, or you see like a broken ladder. It's like you look at it and the hint goes, maybe I should find another ladder. You're like, well, fuck, thank you, genius. Thank you. So you walk around for like, I think I walked around for like 45 minutes, just like fucking going. I went in a straight line. I went this way, that I looked at little busted up shacks and little this and that. And then I finally, like way down the fucking road, found a ladder, had to walk all the way the fuck back. And I was like, if they wouldn't have put it this far away. They fucking did.
Huh.
So it's a little bit of that, a little bit of like wander and search and find. But then you get into like underground places with like blood on the walls and, that kind of shit. So I wouldn't say it's the creepiest game ever, but definitely one of the prettiest I've ever seen.
It does look really pretty.
Did you beat it, or did you just kind of get to a point and you were like, nah, no more?
No, Indie Sundays usually, like if it doesn't like super grab me by the cojones, I play it for an hour or two and then switch it up.
It looks cool. Yeah, it looks like something that I would try if I didn't necessarily hear you talk about. Like, if it's just walking around the entire time, like, I don't know.
I thought you were gonna go with, it looks like something. If I played games for a living, it looks like something I try. I was like, but Max, wait a minute.
There's actually
if it was a part of my business to play new games and have people watch me because of said playing new games, I might play it.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat asked if there's any jump scares. There's actually a clip where I'm going like, I'm talking about horror games and suspense thrillers, and I was like, you know what? This game could use a little bit more like intensities, maybe some jump scares. I'm not mad at jump scares. I like horror games with jump scares. I think they have to have at least one or two good ones, at least, if not like 5 or 6. And then immediately it was like, fucking in the game. I was just like, shit, wow, that was apropos.
Nice. Well, what type of like scary was it? Just a jump scare of a random object or creature, or is it spoilery?
It was a thing. It was I think it was a creature. I can't remember what it was though.
Okay. Is that the same game?
Yeah.
Should I play it?
Should you play it?
Honest answer. Is it worth another streamer's time? Don't you fucking bullshit me.
Hard no. Soft no.
There you go. Boom. Not gonna do it.
No. But
there
yeah,
you go.
no.
It's a soft no.
Now this game was very surprising. This game is called the Little Kite. It's called Little Kite. It's released the 14th, so 6 days ago. It's about one tragic evening in an unsuccessful family when emotions and tensions are simply too high to manage. It is $7 on Steam. by Anate Studio, ANATE Studio. They've done one other game called Octave, which I've never heard of, but this is only their second game on Steam. This game surprised me in that it was fucking heavy, dude.
I was just gonna say, it looks like it's a game. It looks like it's gonna make me feel shit just from seeing this little art style and the way they're swaying. I don't know why. Everything about this, what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, it is kind of funky the way they're swaying.
No, I picked it up immediately, and I'm just like.
Yeah, it's got sort of the same kind of like thick outline animated like Archer, but it's nothing like that. It's a point and click, which I didn't know, but it's a point and click game with some actually kind of cool puzzles. Like there's some like moving sliding block puzzles. There's some Rube Goldberg like device puzzles where you have to get this item, tape it to this item, put it in this thing.
Whoa, what's on the TV? The TV had like a gun, a McLaren P3, and then a fucking girl in a bikini. Yeah. What is that about?
She sways so much. Look at her.
Yeah, that's a weird.
It's just their idle animation. I don't know why.
Well, it would look kind of odd with this art style if she wasn't moving, right? Because there's not very much animation.
It makes it a little more dynamic and stuff.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
But the story is really heavy. It's about it starts off with this mother and child losing their husband, her husband and his father.
Jesus. And
then you're plopped down in the story with them living in this apartment waiting for the stepdad to come home, who is a degenerate and alcoholic. So it's like
what the fuck?
Thick.
Okay.
It's like really like thick shit. Which is weird with the juxtaposition of like a puzzle point and click game. It's like the opposite of Hiveswap.
Right.
It's like not playful at all, but the puzzles are good and fun, and the art it's pleasing to look at. One of the things, you see the thing on the chair, that little like gold statue thing.
Yeah.
What you have to end up doing in a game with that kind of premise, you have to convince the kid to let you play with his Conan doll, so you can take the knife from the Conan doll, slice up bread, tomatoes, and ham, and make him a sandwich. I know.
This is like parenting 101 or some shit. What the fuck?
It's fucking weird, man. And then the next act is you're in the child's dreamland.
What?
He goes to sleep, and you're in his dream.
We're skipping ahead to that. Also,
why is there puzzles in his dream and whatnot?
Oh, those are sandals. I was about to say, why is there like a phallic symbol on the ground? But those are just sandals. Anyways, let's move on. I'm like that guy. I'm the kid from Superbad that just draws
like this. This was I love
puzzles.
It's a little cool puzzle. You have to use all the circles and make it to the arrow at the bottom of the box.
Is this to get your actual knife?
No,
where did I leave my knife?
No, this is actually to get money out to give it to your alcoholic stepdad.
Jesus Christ!
Of course, right?
Yeah, it's dark.
But look at this. Happy birthday, Andrew, in this fucking like desolate fucking place, and you have to figure out.
It's kind of interesting.
This is so desperate or depressing. What the fuck, man?
It is depressing with like clever, funny. Like, did you guys ever play Machinarium or Machinarium?
I know what it is.
Or whatever.
I never played it.
Yeah, I think
it's got puzzles. It's puzzles like that. If you ever play that on mobile, it's a great game. Check it out. I don't know if it's Machinarium or Machinarium or whatever, but give it a play. Yeah, and then you meet your stepdad who's dead.
I was hoping that he was going to respond when he's like, "Dad, like, what do you want, you little shit?"
Yeah, no.
He's put a whiskey bottle next to him.
Yeah.
This is fucked up, man. This dialogue.
I was drunk. I was drunk out behind the wheel. Oh my god.
Yep. Well, I mean, thankfully, he only ended up killing himself. He didn't kill anybody else.
Does it come across as like preachy, or are they telling an actual story here? Or
is it just like
no,
this
not
is something
preachy.
that happened, kind of thing?
I think it's based on a fable, or like a Russian fable. I think.
What? They have fables about a drunk driving?
No, just about a family.
Oh, okay.
That shit happens.
Yeah,
I think.
I see.
Someone now listen. That's all hearsay. Someone in my chat said that, so I don't know, but. It doesn't come across as preachy so much as it might come across as like a little overly modeling.
Okay.
You know, it pushes the violins in the background and that kind of shit.
Huh. Okay. And weird game. That's a weird game. I don't know how to think about that one. I know what this is.
You're a fox.
I do. This is someone's first game ever made. Talk to me about it. Zeke.
Is
Give me
it?
the name? Yeah, I remember seeing. I have no idea where I saw this, but I think this is their first game ever made.
This is called The First Tree.
Should I play it right now
No.
before you talk about it?
No. No, I played it a total of 23 minutes.
Do I
Played
even?
it 23 minutes
All right.
because it is a gorgeous, boring game. You are a fox, and you get these little story elements that are not fox related. They are people related. They're talking this couple, boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, are talking about like their trials and tribulations in life, like their job and their career and shit like that. And you're just this fox who goes and finds these things, and you have to like find these like pieces of light.
Oh,
Sounds
And
like
that's all you do.
Crackdown. but
Zeke,
with
now
foxes.
I remember where I heard about this game. It was on the front page of Reddit, and there was a caveat that was someone in chat brought it up. Fuck, now I forgot where it's at. It was like the first game he's made, and it was like a dream of his or something like that to make a game, I think.
Yeah.
So
It's too
congrats on shitting on his dream, Zeke.
No. Listen, there's a market for games like this that people who just want to be a fucking fox and explore a frozen tundra.
Furries.
No, that's a different thing altogether.
Both of you were just like, nope. You're wrong, JP. You're dead wrong in that.
I said yeah.
Okay, all right.
I was like, yeah, why not? Sure.
No, but I got about 20 minutes. I got about like 15 minutes, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna give this about 10 more minutes, and I did, and I went, nope, not for me.
So you're just a fox that's like going around discovering like people's memories or like people's like
what it
snippets
said,
of
yeah.
people's lives
Sorta.
of this couple that's having like issues? Is that what?
Sort
this
of, yeah, sort of. It's $7.19 on sale right now from $7.99.
Oh my god.
It's made by David Wheel. I don't know, W-E-H-L-E.
There's a
And
Reddit
he
thread,
has-
I think, about him too. If you want more
He
information.
He's
has
watching
another
right
game
now. He's
called
fucking
Home
crying.
is Where One Starts.
Oh,
That's the only other game.
someone in chat says that. I guess Lyric did this on Sub Sunday, but he pretended the game crashed so he could move on.
But is he locked into doing games?
For like the hour that he plays them, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I guess he just quit, kind of like what you're saying after about 20 minutes. That's pretty funny. Was there anything? Oh yeah. Oh, then you played some more Rock of Ages.
I went back to Rock of Ages too, man, because that game is fucking fun and good and funny.
Yeah, Max, you were playing some of this, right?
I like Rock of Ages. Yeah, I've
Yeah?
only
I was
played the
gonna say,
multiplayer with it.
You didn't ask me if you should play this one, Max. Ask me.
I know you should play because I've played it.
Yeah.
Zeke,
should
should
play
I
this.
play this game?
Yes, you should.
Thanks.
Good job,
Got it.
everyone.
We
set it up.
got there.
We
got
got
there.
We got that chemistry going.
I've only played the co-op. Oh yeah, shit. Sorry. Fucking. Damn it! It's
Oh.
so close.
Aha! No one can touch hands in this overlay. Anyways,
This game's cool. I've only played the online co-op of like just racing to get to the thing. This is more like the meat and potatoes of it. So tell me about Rock of Ages 2.
It's
what we talked
it's
about last week. A little
just
bit.
a rock rolling game. Yeah, we talked about it last week. It's a rock rolling game.
I want details.
with Monty Python style of animation and humor,
Yeah, I love it.
where you fight people like William Wallace, Don Quixote, Joan of Arc. Like those are your foes, and the cutscenes are really, really, really funny and well done. And the gameplay is super simple, but still very fun, and it gets intense from time to time because usually it ends up with you and your opponent being like one door smash away from winning, and you have to like race to get there, or you have to like try and destroy his boulder before he gets to your door again, and that kind of stuff. So it can get really intense, but you set up all these obstacles like fireworks or elephants or windmills or sandworms. I think the sandworm is no, not yet. Okay, but you set up all these obstacles for shit to happen. I found a shortcut.
I was gonna say, nice. You found the shortcut. I know that shortcut too.
Max, did you play the multiplayer of this? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah. I played
How
the
was
multiplayer
that?
of it.
Because this is single
Awesome.
player, right? What we're
Super
saying here?
awesome. Yeah, the multiplayer works, at least the mode that I played. I think there's different modes that you can play for multiplayer, but it's essentially you all start, it's a race to the bottom, and every single time you guys go down, it gets harder. The people, the villagers, whatever the fuck, fortify their defenses just automatically. You don't
you don't set up your own fortifications?
No, it just happens. It gets more and more difficult. There'll be like the little trap door
lame.
shit that like flings you off. You'd think so, but it's perfect for when we play it on Fucked Up Friday because
maybe you invited a dude over.
Maybe that can happen. You're gonna piss me off probably because you're gonna be really good at it. I would imagine.
No, I am
just
not.
get him back and play. Play a little Mario Kart. Get a little Mario Kart in there.
Little Mario Kart, yeah. Get another monitor.
Zeke's just not.
Is it break time yet? I think it's fucking break time.
Oh god.
No, playing it for Fucked Up Friday's purposes, like it's great. It's if you just want like a jump in right there. Yeah, I was playing it with Cream, Diction, and Amanda, and it's super cool. Very, very, very fun. And again, yeah, it's like just all of the fortifications just build themselves, and it gets harder and harder as you go past. So it's more just your competition between everyone else. Fucking stupid ass lions. I will say that the little lions with their goddamn balloon. You know what I'm talking about, Zeke?
Mine never managed to hit the enemy.
I hate those
because
fuckers.
the AI was too smart and always avoided them. But when I did see it once where they just fucking grab on the thing and they just scratch the shit out of the boulder. It's great.
Yeah, fucking
no,
dicks.
I ran into them myself a few times.
That or the
you
tortoise?
race side by side?
Yeah, this looks more fun than I thought. This looks pretty cool.
No, it's a blast. Yeah, this was my first time ever playing a Rock of Ages ever. And I'd only heard about it.
Boulder?
Huh? Yeah, you can pick your boulder. But I don't know if you can like some of the boulders are like different, they modify. We didn't have enough unlocked to
okay. Because I was like, someone better have been this explodey boulder. That's the best one.
We didn't have enough unlocked to change it or whatever. But yeah, like it's super cool for multiplayer. Like absolutely, if you wanted to play sometime, come back on Fucked Up Friday. That'd be cool as shit. It's also rage inducing a little bit though, for sure.
Oh
when you're playing against everyone else, and somebody fucks you over and knocks you off the side.
Yeah, but this game isn't like super tryhard like other games are.
Yeah, like other games.
Other games, perhaps.
Yeah, no, this is still good fun.
Jovial plumber in them.
This is one where I'll yell and be
anymore.
mad, but I'll move on pretty quickly, and I'll have a monitor that's still intact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you know? Yeah, Mario's not a plumber anymore, by the way.
No,
really? What is he?
Yeah, you didn't hear that? Yeah, I think Nintendo came out and said Mario is no longer a plumber.
I'm Googling this. I don't know if we're being trolled right now.
You better be right.
Yeah, unless I was being trolled by like.
Oh no!
Like different...
It turns out Mario is no longer a plumber.
What is he? Is he an influencer now?
An all-around sporty, whether it's
yeah.
Oh, an all-around sporty, whether it's tennis or baseball, soccer or car racing, Mario does everything cool. As a matter of fact, he also seems to have worked as a plumber a long time ago.
So he's an entrepreneur.
I think Mario, with all of his success, he'd be like an angel investor or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, I didn't know that.
I'm gonna call him an influencer. He's always gonna be an influencer for me.
Mario's an influencer. Yeah. I think.
No, I think he's been in La Cosa Nostra for the long enough where they're like, you can just stop telling everybody you're a plumber, bro.
Yeah, it's good. Makes sense. People are asking what I've been playing. I didn't play much of any. I didn't stream last week because of the live show. So I've just been playing a shit ton of Path of Exile.
I was just gonna ask you.
Just nonstop Path of Exile. Anytime that I can fit 10 minutes in, I just play it. I'm like, I think I'm finally safe to say I'm actually addicted to that game.
Yeah,
it's got its hooks in me. I'm hoping that addiction breaks soon, but literally every time I make a new character, it just starts all over again. I have no idea why. Zeke was kind of asking me why I think I'm so addicted to it before the cast, and I didn't give him an answer because I said I'd have one by showtime when the question came up. I don't know. The numbers get bigger, and then you make a new character and you make those numbers bigger, and things constantly drop, and the numbers still continue to get bigger, and it's great. I don't know. I don't have a reason why. I think maybe, like, I've always enjoyed Diablo, but I felt like Diablo's numbers got bigger, but it was limited in the ways to make them bigger. And with like the amount of crafting and shit that you can do in Path of Exile, the amount of different things that have a chance to drop better or higher numbers of like maps, the things in the game, all the items, the different gems, the different skills, like every single thing in that fucking game you can improve in some fashion. And I think that's why I'm into it so much.
I'm doing the same thing, man. It just fucking time escapes on that shit. It's one of those games where you're just like,
oh yeah,
fuck, what time is it?
That happened last night.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I was playing after Court of Swords, and like I think after role playing, you don't want to stream, but you still want to do something. Like you're exhausted, but you're not mentally exhausted enough to play a game, but you're mentally exhausted enough to not stream. So I didn't stream. I started playing after Court of Swords like 9 o'clock last night. Looked at the clock. It's fucking like 2 a.m. Just like where the fuck did the time go? All it was eating goldfish and just playing Path of Exile.
Still eating the goldfish.
Oh no, they're gone now. They're all gone.
I can't get down with goldfish that much.
Really, goldfish are pretty good. If they're salty enough, they're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's to me, it's a lot like peanuts for me. I love peanuts, but they're one of those things where like eat them enough, and then it just kind of becomes like I'm just eating it to eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point,
yeah.
they're very much that kind of a snack where you just kind of do it because it's there after a little bit.
I agree. Well, here's the question: do we want to take a break and then come back and do questions for like an hour or so?
Pee. Yeah,
Okay.
I got to pee, so that'd be cool. Just a short little break and then, do some questions.
Well, let's do our normal break. We'll come back. You can submit questions right now. If you go to the link in the chat, if you're watching on YouTube, go fuck yourself. You're not going to be able to submit questions at all because you weren't here for the live show. Shame on you.
Give us some VOD comments, though. We'll go back and look at those. I won't be here.
Zeke, I might have... Zeke, I found out that the spam function, you can't really spam VODs, but you'll find that out later when you go to your VOD earlier. So let's go watch your VODs. There's some comments I left you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying now.
You can't spam them,
you're being a shitbag, and you want me to see how shitty you were.
You can't spam. It's like almost like a 5 or 10 second delay in how much you can actually comment. So
okay,
it's not too bad. We're gonna take a break though, and we'll come back and we'll answer some questions from you guys because we don't have anything else to talk about, and there's not really a game besides like PUBG that I felt like playing. So
if only you got a more interesting guest.
No, I did perfectly fine. Guests are tough. Guests are tough. Ask me why. Submit that question. I'll tell you why. We'll be right back with more Drop Frames right after this. We'll see you then.